Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday to you all. Hopefully, you are finishing off the week well, getting ready to start the weekend. Regardless, hope you're having a good day today. We have got an album to get through, a whopper of album. We have eight B-sides to get through off of NCT 127's latest studio-length album, the Fact Check album. It's going to be a very exciting time. Get to further progress into my life of becoming an NCT 127 fan with another album to check out because I didn't listen to the AO album. I've just had a thought like between recording sessions that I never listened to that AO album. So this will be my first 127 album that I get to listen to on camera. Didn't do one for Golden Age because that was during my hiatus, and of course that was NCT or NCT 2023. But yeah, I reckon this is gonna be a great time. So let's dive into it. DJ, roll the intro. I like the subdued start here. Oh, it's strangely groovy. I kind of like that we followed up a pretty high-intensity title track with the song that's a little bit more tame and chill. Yeah, it's a strangely addicting groove that this song has. It's almost classy in a way. It's not a jump out at you type of energy, it's a really refined type of energy, and I like it. Oh, and a couple hits at the end for good measure as well. Yeah, that's nice. That's actually very nice. Yeah, it's in formation, like starting off really fast, quick, high intensity, going a little chill vibe. Admittedly, I thought maybe we would get a couple more songs that were pretty high intensity. Oh my goodness, nose is running. But I thought we would get maybe like one or two more songs that were a little bit more intense before we got a song that was a little bit more chill like this. But we went straight into the chillness of it. Not kind of surprised by that. Am I mad at it? Absolutely not. It's a very good song. It's yeah, something about it. It's like if Fact Check is like a college day party or just bumping like lights down, bass. Everyone gets together in that unfinished basement. There's beer pong and just tunes and vibes and a lot of booze going around. Space is like the coworker get together after like your first week. You go out with your coworkers on a Friday to the pub or something. It feels like that to me, and something about it is really charming in that like it is kind of a more subdued and refined energy to it. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it started. Oh, I thought that Mark portion was part of the intro still. See, this is more along the lines of what I'm used to as 127, or I guess I should say more used to hearing or associating with 127. Whoa! Musical chaos here. Okay. Yeah, this is not the key I would have expected this chorus to be in. Lots of switching going on in this song. You kind of go on this journey of different genres. We're not even done with the song yet. Why am I surprised that it keeps switching? It's NCT 127. Yeah, this is... We've probably hit 6 or 7 different styles of music already. When I said at the beginning that this was gonna be fun, oh, I was not wrong. This is a trip and a half. This song, legitimately, it's like, if you give a not very good darts player a wall and a map of the world and tell him to throw 6 darts, you're gonna probably end up in about 3 or 4 different continents. That's what this song feels like. It takes you so many different places, and it works. Like you come back to the place where you were intended to go. You get from A to B, but you go through C, D, E, F, and G to get there, and I think that's really interesting. It's like little changes here and there, but they give the style or the feeling of that changed portion so much difference that while I think on paper it's probably not that drastic of a difference in between the different phrases, but it comes across as a lot more than it actually is, I think. And that's really interesting to me. And yeah, what was it? Golden Age. I remember listening to it, and of course, big, heavy Sonata Pathétique sample in it. It's vocalized, especially with that intro part, Doyoung on the piano. And then it goes glitchy all of a sudden. I need to get it into the thick head of mine that NCT will switch up the genre on you at no notice whatsoever, and they'll get away with it every single time. I need to learn that because it's happened 3 or 4 times already, and I still haven't learned my lesson. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm just an idiot. 80s inspired pop rock anthem? Oh, it's got the synths too. It's deadass an 80s pop rock anthem. Oh, I can cry right now. This is so good. They actually pulled the sound off really well. Actually, the rap section works really well in this too. It sounds like it's meant to be here. Da da da. Break down into a rap verse. Again, it's one that fits. It's one that's written in really well. Double layered vocal top line? Hell yeah. I don't have anything to say. This is great. I don't want it to be over. I actually have tears in my eyes from that. Oh no. Oh no. Here's the thing. I don't know if I've explained it as part of an NCT video or not, but I grew up around 80s rock and 80s pop music. More so 80s rock music. But so, your hair metal era, your hard rock, your second wave British invasion, German metal, that type of music. But I also listened to a lot of 80s pop music. Angel Eyes just feels like it came out of that era, and it's done so well. It's like, it kind of gives me, it's not really stylistically similar, but in terms of the vibe and the aesthetic of it, kind of similar to John Parr, so John Parr's like St. Elmo's Fire. Oh shoot, I am not read up on my 80s music recently. Mellencamp 2? Like, the kind of rock music that's really quite light in comparison to the music of its time, but it's not necessarily like pop. It's too rock-based to be considered purely pop music for the 80s. And the kicker for me in Angel Eyes is the fact that this is a pop group that's very well known to do a lot of glitchy, bouncy, rhythmic stuff that might have done that 80s pop rock sound the most justice that wasn't like a K-band. Like, there are K-bands out there who've done that 80s sound really well, like almost like that song is from that era, even though it's an original composition from, the 2020s. But in terms of, in terms of K-pop groups who normally do K-pop that don't do much rock-based stuff at all, NCT 127's Angel Eyes genuinely might be the song that best encompasses the 80s pop rock scene. And I genuinely cannot think of a song that does it any more justice than this. It's spectacular. The anthemic unison choruses, the bright melody, all the little clapping moments, the pacing of it, everything about this song is absolutely perfect for that 80s pop rock scene. And as someone who grew up with it, it gives me so much nostalgia and so much joy hearing a group do it this well. Oh my goodness. I'm going to say this right now. It is going to be hard to top this for B-side of the album for me. In fact, it is going to be one of those B-sides that ranks really highly at the end of the year. I can already say that much. This is ridiculously good. That octave split with Haechan, I don't know who the lower voice was, but having Haechan up top and stacking the high and low vocal together like that is a very nice texture. And the really kind of sharp brass punches, the brass hits are very nice as well. But again, it's a song that's not very like in your face, which I like. It's surprisingly dreamy in a way. It's so soft, all the attacks are so gentle. Even the rap verse is not a very sharp rap verse. This is a top down, arm out the window, just kind of flow with the wind kind of vibe. Yeah, even as sharp as those brass hits might be, it's a very soft song, all things considered. It's not slow, and it's not like ballady, but it's a really kind of dreamily smooth song, and that's very nice. Especially in the package that it's in. Like, it shouldn't be this soft and gentle, but it is, and that's what's fun about it. Yeah, it's very. That's a sit back and relax kind of vibe, and I can deal with that. It's a Friday afternoon now. It's sit back, kick back, relax. That's a good time right there. It's honestly, this album has been good fun, very good fun. But yeah, again, for me and NCT, especially as 127, I always had this mental image or the kind of association or idea that kind of all they do is pretty harsh, aggressive music, and I'm quickly learning that I'm very wrong about that, and that they're able to produce some very smooth, mellow B-sides, and I like that. I like that I'm learning new things, and I like that my kind of preconceived notions, so to speak, are going out the window, because genuinely, like, uneducated, preconceived notions are not the way forward. No, no, no. This is great. Kind of getting like subharmonic 808s already. It's rap heavy, but I'm gonna wait until the pre-chorus to say anything. Man, the 808 is getting its money's worth in this song, ain't it? That's a kick up into gear I wasn't expecting. Oh, that scared me. I thought the song was over. It's strangely smooth, yet again. But this one's got a little bit of a bite to it in certain places. It's very much a song of two halves. I feel like I've said that a lot today. It's not NCT related, it's more idol related, but very much a song of two halves. Once we do get smooth with it though, it's again a very chill, groovy song. But yeah, it's Je Ne Sais Quoi, or 127's Je Ne Sais Quoi, is very much, until you get to that final chorus, a song of two halves. You get your rap, you get your vocal. It's kind of like mixing water with oil. It's always going to separate if you kind of let it. Like you can shake it up as much as you want, but at the end of the day, oil and water just do not mix together. And it's like basic chemistry, right? You put water and olive oil in a bottle, you shake it up, it'll separate. Until you get to that final chorus, the rap verse and the vocal part very much are treated as two separate entities, so to speak. And like the musical approaches to each section are very different. Like, the kind of harmony and stuff you get in 127 or in the vocal part of Je Ne Sais Quoi is rich. It's expansive. It's a little bit tasty in certain places. Using some chords that are a little bit funkier than others. Funky, not like the funk genre, but a little bit, a little extra to it. And the more rhythmic, like, rap parts to it, very much oriented in that rhythmic rap part. They don't really try and, like, kind of blur the line between the two. And I think that's kind of smart, because you get the best of both worlds, uninterrupted, unhindered. And with a group that's capable of doing both at a very high level, and sometimes it's best to really not do a whole lot with components like this. And I think Je Ne Sais Quoi is a great point to it, in that they're not trying to make the rap verse, or the rappers and the rap verses, more melodic. They're not trying to add more rhythm to the vocal parts that don't need it. It's vocal, rap is rap. Nice, clean barrier in the middle. Smart composition choice. It's a song that's in quick 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is such an interesting piano sound that they're using for this. It sounds like they mic'd up an old like public use piano somewhere. Okay, it's got a really wide sound stage. The sound of it feels a little bit well used. It doesn't sound like a digital piano. And then you pair it with this quite pretty vocal top line. Scratch that. Nice smooth top line. And it's got a pad part, percussion pad part that's really unobtrusive. It's a very minimal composition, but I like it. It's letting the vocal do everything. A little bit of a switch up for the rap verse. Oh, now they're just showing off with all the vocal runs. Lots of vocal splitting going on in this song, actually. It's like you have two vocal parts, that's fine. You have two vocal parts going in harmony with you, that's fine. But then you have those two vocal parts kind of going off, doing different cues and stuff. Oh, the breathy high tones. There it is. Way to sneak in a key change in there too. Now we're getting some power. A fake riser, how dare they? This is a really long song, is it? Oh my goodness, it's almost 5 minutes long. That's crazy. A song in 2023, a B-side off of a K-pop album, is 4 minutes and 47 seconds long. That's crazy. This is like 1980s album song length we're talking here. My goodness. I was wondering, like, I'm pretty sure we've hit the bridge already, but we're still going. And it's like, wow, understandable. And the thing is, I always complain about the streaming meta and that songs are getting too short. When a song is this nice and when a song is this smooth, the song deserves to be this long. That is what I'm talking about. It's, you get the proper amount of time to really appreciate and enjoy the capital S smoothness that this song has. Ooh. And yeah, when I was saying earlier about like the vocal parts splitting off like independently, typically on K-pop albums, when you have a minimum 2-part vocal top line, you usually get them in unison but in harmony. So they'll be singing the same rhythm, the same notes, the same lyrics, they'll just be singing different notes, and that's your bog standard harmony. Sometimes you'll get the main top line and then you'll get some ad-lib fills here and there. That could also classify as a 2-part vocal harmony. You get octave splits. I'm just doing weird hand signals at this point, but octave splits, so both artists are singing the same notes, same rhythm, same lyrics, same melody, but they're singing it octaves apart from each other, so one singing higher than the other. Or you have what's called the unison vocal harmony, where at least two people are singing together and they're singing the exact same part, exact same note, exact same melody, exact same lyrics, exact same rhythm, yada, yada, yada. What Love is a Beauty does is they've taken your two vocal top lines and kind of hit the randomizer button on it. So they're not doing like a call and response. They're kind of singing independently to each other as if there was no other opposite vocal top line. And that creates kind of this cacophony of, cornucopia. I'm just thinking of weird words at this point, but you get this blend of a vocal top line that feels busy, but it's not like overbearing and it's not overstepping each other. Even though the two parts are moving independently from each other, they're moving in a way where they're very soft and they're complementing each other, kind of adding to the soundscape of the song rather than being the prominent vocal top line. That's hard to do. Not many people will try and do something like that, but they've done well with this. And also the fact that the song's damn near 5 minutes long in this day and age, stamp of approval from me. This one could be a little tasty minute. Hold on. Hello, string section. Ooh. Oh my goodness. That harmony is glorious. There's some interesting piano stuff going on in the background. I know I got lost in the beat there, but it's strangely OST coded for me. It's got the late night vibe of it. Soft re-entry. Think like office romance drama. Your protagonist and the love interest had to work late one night. Your main character is having to drive the love interest home, and like the love interest is fault nodding off in the passenger seat. Your protagonist is driving off through the night. You see like the street lights flashing through, and just very calm, tranquil atmosphere, late night drive. It's got that kind of vibe to it, and that's really interesting to me. That you get a song that is kind of OST coded on a B-side on an album, and it's quite good. It's quite good. As someone who's listened to God knows how many OSTs at this point, in reference, I'm talking about OST Saturdays, but I have listened to a lot of OSTs this year, and there have been some OSTs that we've come across on the Saturday recaps where it doesn't really give off OST vibes. And sometimes we come across those pop songs that are the other way around, pop songs that kind of give off more OST vibes rather than like B-side vibes. Misty for me is one of those. I quite like it because of it though. Is this NCT spin on a ballad? Because I can vibe with it. Octave splits. And we talked about that a little while ago. Octave +1 up top, hell yeah. I was not expecting that last life to go up. God, Haechan's voice vocal texture is so cool. The kind of vague string hits too are a nice touch. Someone's up there. Ooh. Let that harmony grow. Let me hear it again. That's sick. That's so sick. Okay. Two things. If you didn't know, I love a ballad. I do love a ballad. This is a very cool take on the ballad. So it's got like the synth strings in it. That's kind of like the prominent instrument you get through the entire song. But what you do also get is a trap type hi-hat beat that I can't roll the hi-hat fast enough a cappella, but you've got that constant, trap genre based hi-hat line there. Typically, those are pretty sharp and very prominent in a song. What Real Life does is they have mixed it further back and they've mixed it down so it's not as sharp. But what they do is in the places where those hi-hats would stand out more, they overpower it with more vocal. That's so cool. There's not many groups will do that. And the thing is, pop music in general, and I don't mean just like, when I say in general, I don't mean just K-pop, I mean like pop as a genre, is one that doesn't, I feel, in my personal opinion, doesn't require a whole lot of vocal harmony. It does wonders if you can include it, but it's not like a requirement to have vocal harmony. So to hear NCT 127 do a song like Real Life that has, admittedly, a quite rich vocal harmony stack, like there were parts where it comfortably had 4 vocal parts moving in line with each other. In a song that does have like a trap-based beat like that, and from a group that does like the really hard, crunchy rhythm-based beats, and rhythm-based songs like NCT 127 are capable of doing, this is really cool. This is so cool. And it's done in a way too where it's staying true to their like comfortable type of music, but they're also giving it quite a classy flair to it, especially with like the combination of the rich vocal harmony and the string synth hits. It's very nice. It's very nice. I've just had a thought. That is officially my first ever 127 album that I've listened to from start to finish. Or at least, I should say, the first 127 album I've listened to the day that it released from start to finish. Is I've eventually made my way through that Superhuman album. That's, to this day, is one of my favorite NCT albums that's dropped full stop. But that was actually quite a fun experience. I feel like I've learned a lot more than I had initially intended to or was expecting to. Like, I've said it on quite a few of the NCT videos that I've done in recent times, but NCT were a group that I know existed, I just didn't listen to all that often. And of course, they had like the viral bangers that just went everywhere. I'm talking about, songs like Kick It, or if we want to talk about more recent times, Two Baddies, or songs that were really just like people everywhere across the industry, like either cover, dance along to, or in recent times done dance challenges for. And that's kind of what my exposures to NCT was until this year, really. And I feel like taking the time to sit down and listen to 127 in this manner has really kind of opened my eyes on not just like clearing up some misconceptions I had about this group, but really kind of grasping the concept of what makes this group tick and what makes this group fun to listen to. Because if you would have asked me an hour ago what I thought about 127, oh, I would not give you the same answer right now, because 127, as of this point, having listened to one album from them, start to finish, oh my goodness, they are so multi-layered. They can do a whole lot of stuff and do it really, really well. And they have a good music team behind them too. Like we saw quite a big range of composers and arrangers and producers and stuff like that working on all the B-sides. But even with them, there's still like the variety that you should get on an album of this length. But also you're getting the continuity and like the immediate identifiability that yes, this is NCT 127. And to be able to do that comfortably, covering this many genres and packaging them in a way where they all feel like they belong there, that is a tough task to do, and they've done a very good job with it. So shout out everybody involved with this project because that was great. B-side of the album, I don't think I have to explain, do I? Angel Eyes takes it for me. Like that, Angel Eyes is crazy. Um, as for like favorite song on the album, full stop, I don't. Ooh, Fact Check. I actually quite enjoy Fact Check more than I thought I would, and with as positively as I reacted to Angel Eyes, I don't know if it comfortably dethrones Fact Check. But anyways, this was fun. This was a great time. Hopefully you enjoyed listening along with me. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much with my musical waffles, as I like to call them now. But that is it for me today with NCT 127's comeback. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you all for listening along with me. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.